It's been well over 2 months since James Somerton received a huge wave of backlash for heavily plagiarizing the work of other people. James has made at least 4 responses that are weird to say the least. When Hbomberguy's initial video came out, James would address it in a Patreon post, saying that all of the information was old news and he had already covered it a year earlier, which clearly shows that he didn't actually watch the video. When he realized that nobody was on his side in this case, he made an apology, which,
The video itself is a sickening display of a fully grown man crying like a little pussy.
By the time he took down this apology, he also privated all of his social media accounts, and for a while, it seemed like we would never hear from James Somerton again. That was until several days ago when I saw that he made this petty tweet. From there, it should be clear that he was planning a comeback. And as of about 14 hours ago, he's released another apology called A Measured Response, in reference to Hbomberguy's videos, which I find to be bizarre. If you're apologizing for the things that James has done, you probably shouldn't make a joke title out of it. Anyway, I sat through this 40-minute apology, and goddamn, it took me 3 hours to get through it. It didn't even need to be as well, given that a lot of it is just this.
I am honestly sorry. I was sorry how sorry I am. That I am sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I am very sorry.
Okay, before I go into why this video is bad, I do want to bring up a few things that James did right. First, he finally comes clean about plagiarizing most of his work. Not forgetting to give credit, full-on plagiarism.
Over the last couple of months, I've been getting in touch with the people who I plagiarized to apologize one-on-one instead of a mass apology.
Second, he gives an apology to Jessie Gender, a fellow queer YouTuber who his fanbase harassed. He also says that all money coming from his videos will go towards the writers that he plagiarized or the Trans Lifeline, which I think is really good. But then he says this.
I'll be making monthly donations to Wikipedia.
What?
So with those positives out of the way, let's talk about why this apology is still very bad.
I'm a cis white gay man. No matter how much I try to be a good spokesperson, I can never really truly understand the life experiences of other, far more put upon members of the queer community.
So instead of speaking from your own personal experience as a gay man, you decided to steal the words of others?
I never, ever thought that I was the only voice out there, as some have said.
That's how you promoted yourself, though.
I often shared other queer creators on Twitter, but this was when I only had, 800, 1,000 Twitter followers.
Okay, why don't you do it now? Why don't you list some examples of fellow LGBT YouTubers, like Matt Baum, Khadija Umbawe, Lady Emily, Shansphere, Ricky Hirsch, Verily Bitchy, Alexander Avila, Jessie Gender, and Pim's Crypt.
There is a part of my brain that says YouTube kind of went, oh, white male queer, let's push him.
Okay, algorithm aside, what does this have to do with you plagiarizing other people's work? Or is this just a way of saying, YouTube is the real bad guy for helping grow my channel?
I had a short period of time to get the next videos out as soon as possible, which is why so little work was put into the writing of them.
Except you had a co-writer, who in your own words did most of the writing.
The idea is that they would write the vast majority of the scripts. In some cases, I did get permission, like with the Evil Queens Disney video. I'll put the email up on the screen that I got from Sean Griffin.
That email is dated September 10th. But your video came out in July 20th according to IMDb. At this point, I want you guys to take note of how many excuses he makes for plagiarizing.
This was around the same time that I was laid off. This meant putting out more videos, which meant I had to take over more of the writing duties. My dad, you see, he can't read or write. He was very poor. I have memory issues. The head injury is actually what led to me having epilepsy. According to my therapist, my not thinking to do that probably stems from my recently diagnosed ADHD, but I don't know if I'm willing to say that.
Then why mention it? Now, I'm sure a lot of the issues he brings up are real, but after a while it just becomes tiring and it feels like he's making excuses for not doing the work. He does bring up that around this time his mother died of cancer, which in that regard, James, I am sorry for your loss. But the way that he brings it up in regards to his plagiarism is a little gross in my books. So it's been about 20 months since Telos Pictures reached its goal, and it's released nothing. James says that their movie ideas were too ambitious and he kept moving from place to place. As someone who's currently attending film school and can relate to having ideas that are a little too ambitious, all I can say is that you need to start small and go from there. Now, I would have left it at that, but he brings this up, which I just had to point out.
The final girl is a trope in horror movies. So if using the final girl trope is plagiarism, then basically everyone who's made a slasher movie since Texas Chainsaw Massacre owes the Tobe Hooper estate some money.
Well, actually, the final girl trope can be traced back to 1972's Silent Night, Bloody Night. Also, don't bring up Tobe Hooper's name again or we're gonna have problems.
I am working with the producer now, so you can expect an actual product from Telos this year.
I don't believe you, but we'll see. Despite the video being 40 minutes long, there's a lot that James doesn't bring up. He doesn't apologize to the Love Simon author for mislabeling her as a straight woman trying to profit off gay people. He doesn't apologize to Alexander Avila for stealing his footage and writing, and he doesn't apologize for the misogynistic writing in his videos. Near the end of the video, James says the backlash he received nearly made him take his own life. But after taking a few months away, he's ready to give YouTube another shot. And to that I say, it's over, James. You had several chances to be the man of integrity that your audience believed you to be, but you kept making the same mistakes over and over again. And given how bad your mental state was a few months ago, I don't think you should be on the internet anymore. It's not gonna help you. You may try with all your might to salvage it, but at the end of the day, when it comes to your YouTube career,
it's over.